Commentaries. And in this episode, we're going into Yhelm. We're also going to be switching up our rune loadout to Unyielding Fury, Last Breath Aegis. Okay, yeah, just those. Just those two. There we go. Oh, and we're also switching out from our dual pistols to the crossbow, which is the weapon that you would normally get here. Yes, normally as you're playing through the game, the first time you will find the weapons after like the first or second combat arena you go through.
Well, it went the way the judge didn't want it to go.
Yes, because again,
this is new game plus
I got back more of her voice, and I got back.
I contemplated the idea while I was going through of actually showing off the route trials that I had already done, but a majority of them are just extended combat arenas with a interesting, if somewhat annoying, limitation placed on them. One of them is effectively just gun game.
Or if they do, just enough to make him suffer. It was all coming back to me. Judge sent every scholar in the hell to see what they could learn about the other.
The judge had gathered together every groupie that he could, assembled them all with their hoodies and their black nail polish, and said, let's put on a concert that is so fucking epic that it will make even the devil himself saying, God damn, if that's not the most epic badass shit I've ever heard.
The Ritual of Spears. And Yhelm
Yeah, Demons were waiting on
is more or less a combination of what you would get if you did Doom Eternal's Night Sentinel level with, the rest of Doom Eternal. Alright, this is the cross... Well, okay, now we're actually switching to the sword, and here's Persephone again. This is the crossbow. I really dislike the crossbow, mostly because although the reload mechanic on it is actually extremely good, the actual bolts on it are very small, and although they're very explosive, so they do a lot of area damage, I just really dislike the fact that the clip on it is too goddamn small, because it disincentivizes you from interacting with the environment. And then we have access to the upgraded brawler enemies, the shield brawlers. You'll notice that this guy is still not dead, despite the fact that I have hit him directly with the crossbow multiple fucking times, and even got multipliers for it. Yeah, but what am I actually supposed to do with the crossbow against this enemy, Mr. Cloud? Because the unknown, despite having an air dash, can't actually get behind these enemies all that efficiently.
You staggered him, but in order to stagger, you have to inflict damage. Now, the shield only reduces the damage that they take. It doesn't
that particular aspect of their shield is something that you will need to know when you actually start fighting these enemies with Persephone, because Persephone actually deals with the shield significantly better than the crossbow does. Mind you, if you manage to get direct hits on their exposed weak spots, the crossbow will actually do significant damage to pretty much everything. I equate the crossbow effectively to an explosive sniper rifle, and I really wish that I was actually good with sniper rifles in general, because to be perfectly honest, this weapon is actually very effective when it comes to specific parts of the game. But the thing is, I don't find that specific scenario to be all that present during most of the playthrough. Also, you can fail to do melee executes, and if you do, you do nothing. It is very annoying. This is the gravity bomb, which is the crossbow special attack. It pulls enemies towards a fixed point.
that might help you get the correct
It's supposed to do
position
that, but it
on
doesn't,
these
because
shield
all it
guys so you can flank them.
ends up doing is slowly pulling them towards the point, and then I have to still figure out how to position myself in relation to the point in order to deal significant damage to them. I don't like the crossbow, honestly. It is a great weapon when you know what the fuck you're doing with it, but I do not have the mechanical skill or practice in order to figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing with it. But this is an instance where we're actually introduced to multiple new enemies. Not only do we have the shield bearer, but we also have the Beelzebub.
Puking acid, or worse.
No, you should, because I did it instead. Haha. I don't actually remember what this enemy's name is, but you know, it's a fly enemy. It spews slows. Yeah, I'm gonna call it the Beelzebub. All right. The fly enemies, to be perfectly honest, are actually one of the easier ones to deal with, regardless of your weapon. Despite the fact they actually are relatively tanky when it comes to the total HP. The crossbow can effectively 1.5 shot them. Persephone can 1.5 shot them. The pistols take about half a clip in order to deal with them. And because of that, the big thing that you usually end up trying to do is figuring out when it is a good time to do melee executes on them, because anytime you do a melee execute on an enemy, you get some health back. It's very nice. Hello, Stalker.
Yes. More reminders that this is very much like Doom, except Doom did not reward you for killing enemies in time with the track, because it's hard enough just getting your fingers to move fast enough to keep up with the high BPMs and that badass 9-string guitar instrumental work.
Speaking of the music, yes, I actually do enjoy a majority of it in this game. There are a couple of tracks specifically that I end up singing along to whilst I'm going through the game. This isn't actually one of them. I think the major one is actually in the next, and is actually the one that I prefer to sing along to is actually in the next level, but.
Yeah, there's some recognizable melody lines I've heard so far.
But yeah, this is what I mean when I'm referring to the fact that I don't like the crossbow. The stalker enemy, despite the fact that despite how much damage that the crossbow can actually do, it effectively is a full counter to the crossbow, because, well, the stalker can just face through projectiles.
Just because, well, I'm a skull.
And with its stupidly small clip size, it's very difficult to recover from times that you actually miss either the normal shot or the reload on the crossbow.
Because you get more time on your combo meter as you get hits. However, the crossbow doesn't have a lot of bullets in the clip, which means you have to reload more frequently.
And that
you
is
can't
not
attack
actually
while you're
true.
reloading.
If you do a
And in that
perfect
time,
reload,
you're losing
you're
your
going to
combo.
fire immediately afterwards, and a perfect reload effectively resets your reload timer. It's very nice. Nah.
And
well,
how
you reload
do
on
you
beat.
execute a perfect reload? Of course. Tempo. Lightly.
Another
and
system that I'm not actually
strongly.
gone over because it's not honestly all that relevant for a majority of the gameplay is the fact that there are specific killing combos as there were as the game decides to refer to them as, where if you do specific commands in sequence, you're actually rewarded not necessarily a multiplier, but a points bonus for doing those commands in sequence on beat. The easiest one that I can ever remember is the triple dash reward, where if you actually execute dash 3 times on beat in a row, you get a small points bonus for it, as well as a bonus to I think it's both ultimate gain and fury gain as well, and which is one of the big indicators that the game very much wants you to be dashing all over the fucking place, and I'm just not skilled enough at the game to do so. Hello, Miss Behemoth. Another gameplay mechanic that I've not gone over is the fact that when you dash into an enemy, specifically a lighter enemy, you got a chance to actually inflict them with a small stagger. And that can actually be very useful if you need to, clear some space for yourself. In the next episode, we will finish off Yhelm. Be safe, everybody.